All right, we're going to look at graphing some of the data that you had last week when we did the pizza problem. So this video is just meant to refresh your memory and also talk about how to graph all this information on one coordinate plane. We have to start by recognizing which one is the dependent variable and which one is the independent variable. So when we think about what's happening here, we are comparing number of pizzas, and both of these are prices. So we're really looking at how many pizzas and the price as our two variables. So the price depends on the number of pizzas. That price only changes if I change the number of pizzas. So that means number of pizzas will be here, and the price will be here. So that'll be money. Okay, all of these values are worth money. And when you graph, when you do this graphing, you're gonna pick one color for your pickup and one color for your delivery. So my line that will be red will be for pickup, and I'll do green for delivery. Now I want us to remember how to scale our graph. So the number of pizzas is pretty straightforward because there's enough room just to count by ones. But we need to look at the money. So my biggest money amount is 199. So I pretty much have to be able to get up to 200 on my graph. Now that does not mean that this last one has to be 200 or 199. It just means I have to have room to graph that amount. Now, one of the things I do not want to see when you do this graphing is people counting and saying this is 13 and then 26 and then 39. We don't normally count by 13s, so it's not a natural way of scaling a graph. So I do not want to see people counting by that. Numbers that we count by are numbers like 2, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s. So you're going to pick something like that to count by, and you're going to make sure that you get to at least 200. So when you do your graphing or your scaling, maybe 200 is right here and you have a couple of empty boxes. That's okay. You also, though, should not have 200 be like way down here because you're not using enough of your graph. You want to use a big portion of your graph. Okay, so make sure that you're choosing to count by something that's reasonable. For example, it would not be reasonable to say 100 and then 200. That wouldn't use up enough of our graph. So keep those in mind as you choose how to scale your graph. And then remember, you're going to be using two different colors. So you will have a color that is red for pickup, and that's going to start at 0, 0 and go up. And then you're going to have another one that's at $4. So it's going to be somewhere along here, and that's going to go up as well. So I should see two lines on the same graph. Okay.